Hey. In fact, the old man Xiantong is not the kind of person who likes to fight with people, but the value of this red candle fruit is too great. If he can really be promoted to the Void King stage, then my Shadow Moon Palace will become the first big force of the Shadowed Star. A major force that even Star Emperor Mountain can't match with my Shadow Moon Palace, although this hope is very slim, but it is still a hope. Xiantong old man will think so, Feng Zhen will naturally think so too, and the conflict will break out. Now, inside of the Shadow Moon Palace a storm is brewing, and there will be chaos. Fei Jie Two said bitterly. If this matter is not handled well, my Shadow Moon Palace will definitely suffer a loss, and it is not impossible to perish this way. So serious? Xianxia's face changed slightly. The elders of the two factions, Xiantong and Feng Zhen, have been butting heads for a long time. They have been suppressed by the Palace Master, so there is no big trouble, but this time, the Palace Master is helpless. In fact, if not because the Palace Master is very old, the red candle fruit is the most suitable for him to take, but the Palace Master can't bear to waste the medicine of the red candle fruit, so he didn't use it. Hey kid, if war really broke out inside my Shadow Moon Palace, do you know what will happen? Xianxia's eyes twitched. How can he not understand what Fei Jie Two was trying to say? If the Shadow Moon Palace really falls apart, then Dragon Cave Mountain will bear the brunt. After all, Dragon Cave Mountain is still within the sphere of influence of the Shadow Moon Palace. When that happens, no one can say for sure. But soon, Xianxia's expression was indifferent, staring at Fei Jie Two. Seniors don't need to be so terrifying, the kid just wants to know. Which faction are you from? Fei Jie Two raised his eyebrows and couldn't help laughing. He slowly said, "This city master is tired of struggling with others, and asked the old man to put me outside Heavenly Fate City. When I am the city master of this place, which faction do you think I am from?" Xianxia nodded gently, seemingly smiling. "I heard many concerns and worries about Elder Qian in the words of my predecessors. I thought you were with Elder Qian." Flatulence. Xiantong's old man. Fei Jie Two snorted, as if he wanted to scold something, but he said half of it. But did not say anything. Waving his hand, "Forget it. In short, I owed Xiantong a big favor, so this time I want to return the favor. What does this matter to me?" Xianxia frowned. "Seniors called the juniors here late at night." "Why?" Fei Jie Two stared at Xianxia. His face said solemnly, "Xiantong is in trouble." Xianxia narrowed his eyes. "Looking at you doesn't seem like an ungrateful person. You can develop safely in Dragon Cave Mountain. In the past few years, it could be regarded to Xiantong's contribution. Don't think he didn't care about you. If he was not in Heavenly Fate City, you might have been eaten long ago with no more bones left. Several young people don't know how high the heaven are. They actually want to be a king of the mountains. Really inexplicable. Let's not mention the matter of Dragon Cave Mountain for a while. The Fei City Master will tell me about the Elder Qian. If there is any place I can really help, I will not refuse it." Xianxia said lightly, "There are some things that need no reminder." He also knew that Dragon Cave Mountain could be so stable in recent years. It was indeed because of the Elder Qiantong. However, he was still a little uncomfortable when this was said by Fei Jie Two, and his breath cooled down immediately. Fei Jie Two didn't seem to mind either, and said, "What I want to tell you next, only a few people know that this matter. If of great importance, don't leak it out." After telling Xianxia about it, he immediately said. After listening to Fei Jie Two's explanation, Xianxia realized that Xiantong had been missing for nearly half a year. Counting the time, Xiantong was gone when he and Yang Yan set off for Colored Glass Sect. As for where he went, there were a lot of different opinions. Some people said that he behind a closed door to cultivate a secret technique, and some people said that he went out to find opportunities and encountered unexpected circumstances. Some people said that he did not want the Shadow Moon Palace to fall apart, so he went into hiding. No matter what kind of statement, no one can confirm it. However, at the moment when the Shadow Moon Palace is crumbling and the disputes in the hall are fierce, his disappearance is really puzzling. It is precisely because he disappeared at such a critical juncture that Feng Zhen's faction became more mad and bold now in the Hall of Shadow Moon, although there are still several elders who can join forces against Feng Zhen, but without such a key person as Xiantong. They have fallen into the disadvantage. If Xiantong does not return for another period of time, the consequences will certainly be unbearable. And this time Ma Xinyuan and others teamed up with Jie's family to deal with Dragon Cave Mountain. It was also the last test of Feng Zhen for Xiantong. He wanted to see if he really hid and took the opportunity to deal with Dragon Cave Mountain to force him to appear. Although the result of the trial is the death of a Jie family void return stage cultivator, but it should make Feng Zhen faction very satisfied. Xiantong didn't show up from the beginning to the end, enough to show that he must have encountered something wrong, and he doesn't know about the matter. As soon as this result was passed back, the Feng Zhen faction must have made a big move. Where is Elder Xiantong now? Yang Kai asked with a frown. Inside an ancient ruin. Fei Jie Two replied in a deep voice. Ancient ruins. Yang Kai's eyes lit up. Yes, but whether he is alive nor not, I don't know. Fei Jie Two sighed. The last time I received his news, it was half a month ago. He used this thing to pass the news. In this way, Fei Jie Two's fingers flicked, and a milky white spot suddenly appeared from his fingertips, and flew directly to Yang Kai. Yang Kai reached out his hand and directly grabbed the milky white spot on the palm of his hand. He could not help but wonder, because this milky white spot is actually a kind of insect like a snow silkworm. It is only 1 inch long, white and round. You can vaguely see the tiny blood vessels inside. But when Yang Kai swept spiritual mind across the body of this strange bug, a message was suddenly conveyed from the inside, straight into Yang Kai's mind. Yang Kai looked startled, calmed down and listened quietly. That message was indeed leave by Xiantong in this worm. Through the perception, Yang Kai immediately understood Xiantong's situation. Indeed, as Fei Jie Two said, Xiantong was trapped in an ancient ruin and could not get out of it. There was really no way out but to let the worm come to Heavenly Faith City with his own distress message and ask Fei Jie Two for help. This worm is called a polyp, which is one of the ancient variations. It is only suitable for communication, because it can ignore all barriers and restrictions. It is convenient to use, and don't be fooled by its bloated appearance. It was very quick to act, Fei Jie Two explained after Yang Kai's investigation was finished. Yang Kai nodded his head slightly, a dignified flash of light flashed across his face, and returned the resting insect to Fei Jie Two. Judging from the investigation just now, Xiantong's state is not very optimistic. The news left in the body of the worm seems to have been left after an injury. After so long, there is no way to know how his situation is now. Fei City Lord, forgive my bold words, but why is Elder Qian explore in ancient ruins at such a critical juncture? Yang Kai asked inexplicably. Fei Jie Two sneered, how do I know his thoughts? After a pause, he said, but I guess he didn't want the conflict between Shadow Moon Palace to really break out, so he wanted to find a balance point to stabilize the current situation. You also know that he had a good personal relationship with Jaelin Grandmaster. With the help of Jaelin Grandmaster prestige and connections, it is possible to completely suppress Feng Zhen, but now Master Jaelin Grandmaster has passed away. Instead, there is a void great alchemist on the other side, and the balance naturally disappears. The ancient ruins was discovered by Jaelin Grandmaster in the past, and the reason why the master can achieve the void rank item refining expert is also thanks to the ancient ruins. Xiantong explores the relics at this time, must be to let another person take this opportunity to break through his own bottleneck and reach the void grade item refining expert level. Once that person successfully reaches the void grade item refining expert, the initiative will once again be in the hands of Xiantong. By the way, I forgot to tell you that Xiantong also brought a person to the ancient ruins. That person is a Saint King grade item refining expert, which is also the successor of Jaelin Grandmaster. That Xiantong elder really has good intentions. Yang Kai could not help but feel a trace of admiration. Good intentions. Fei Jie Two sneered, disdainful. I think he is biting more than what he can chew, originally by his means and contacts. As long as he is hard on his heart, even if there is no Jaelin Grandmaster, that Feng Zhen wouldn't be able to survive. If you really don't want him to survive, he won't let him close to each other. But he chose to seek solution far away, and going to an ancient ruins to explore. Isn't this what's called biting more than one can chew? Yongkai smiled. The Fei City Lord and Elder Qian seemed to have a very good relationship. The relationship between this city lord and him does not need for your evaluation. Fei Jie Two's face was cold. This time I'm calling you. I just want you to help get the Qiantong out of the ancient ruins, lest he really die there. How can this boy help in this matter with my skills and abilities? And ask the Fei City Lord to make the point clear. Since the ancient ruins can trap Qiantong, wouldn't I just be finding my own death by running in the ancient ruins with my cultivation level? You're cautious enough, but the city's lord will explain the point clearly, otherwise you might not be at ease. I don't think your strength is a problem. You are really extraordinary. A Saint King 3-layer can actually fight against so many void return stages. But then with the help of external force, most of them are afraid to take my shot. Relying on the power of the secret treasures and item spirit, going in with your strength, it will only be a burden. But you have a good item spirit, and I want to borrow its power. Yongkai grinned, and I realized why Fei Jie Two specifically called him to come here late at night. There is an ice road among the ancient ruins. It is extremely dangerous. Your item spirit does not seem to be born as an ordinary flame. Even my blue jade bowl can't refine its flames. With it, this city lord can take people there, and passing that ice lane will be easy. To be continued.